Okay, I'm really excited right now. We are on Milton Keynes Theatre stage. As you can see, the Von Trapp family home staircase behind me. We're going to be chatting to some of the cast. We are actually on the stage. They're practicing. They're all getting set up for tonight. It's so exciting. And I'm a little bit scared because everyone is watching me and everyone looks very serious. So let's go have a chat to Jan and Danielle. Just casually walking backstage in the theatre. We're going to try and get into Danielle's dressing room. I do like it when we come into the dressing rooms because we get to see all of the different things that people have up. Hi, Danielle.
Hello.
Nice to see you. We've just been seeing you make yourself at home. You got some flowers, Minnie Mouse there. What else have you brought to your dressing room?
Some staple things, my staple photos of family and friends and loved ones, and some notes. This whole box of things here as well is all gonna come out. I have my words, which help me during the show, and my script, because we've had 4 weeks off. So
do you feel like that's quite important right now?
Yes, that's going to stay on the table, I think, for the week.
Now, I want to ask you, 6 years ago, so 2009, did you ever imagine that you would be playing Maria in The Sound of Music?
No, I didn't even think I would have moved to London by now. That was the main thing. I thought, if I can just live in London, that would be amazing. And then 5 years ago, I auditioned for Dorothy, and here we are. So having gone from one amazing iconic role to this one, and this is my first adult leading lady role. So, and you see her make the transformation on stage. So that's quite amazing for me to be able to do.
It's an amazing thing to watch. Do you feel like a sense of pressure because pretty much everyone has heard of The Sound of Music, even if they've only watched 10 minutes of it? They know the character of Maria.
I think because of the roles that I've played before, so with The Wizard of Oz and Les Mis, and so well known and so well loved, is you definitely have a responsibility, and I'm so aware of that, but I try and just block out any kind of expectations or pressure from myself, and I just try and share the story and the character, and I'm not trying to imitate anybody. I mean, Julie Andrews is one of my biggest heroes, and I have the utmost respect for her, and she's definitely an inspiration of mine, but I would never be able to play Maria the way she did because I'm Danielle and she's Julie, so I don't try to. And I think the best thing is just to go out and do it in the best way you can, and that's what I tell the children in the show as well. Is just to going out on stage is enough, and anything else is a bonus. So just go and share, and have a good time.
And there's a lot of children in it, and you must feel like not motherly, but because 5 years ago, like you said, you went on TV, you became Dorothy, and now you're this massive hit. What do you say to them if they're nervous?
Again, I just say trust in yourself and know that we're all there together, and that I am stood right there with you the whole time. And they're amazing. They're super professional anyway, and they're yeah, we got it, we go on. And like you say, there's 3 teams, so they do 4 shows each a week, and it's just so amazing. And their energy inspires and infects the whole cast, which is great. And they mix it up so much because their characters and their interpretations are so different across, there's 21. So yeah, it's really brilliant to get to have them during the show, and they're an anchor for me as much as I'm an anchor for them.
And what do you think the best thing about playing Maria is, aside from the pressure of who she is?
I think it's definitely being able to play her joy and her love of life and music and her development. To actually get to grow on stage into a woman is an amazing thing to be able to do. And like you say, to be their mother, she goes from being one of the children really as the postulant in the Abbey to then being the Baroness at the end and being married, and she learns so much and goes on such an adventure throughout the show that for me that's the thing, is to play that.
A needle pulling thread, a note to follow, so tea, a drink with jam and bread, that will bring us back to dawn, that will bring us back to dawn.
Do you have one favourite bit of the whole show?
Well, so I used to be terrified of it, terrified of the Lonely Goat Herd, because it's so repetitive and there's so many yodels and there's so many words and it's so fast and it's all on me. So, I have to steer it. And now it's my favourite bit of the show because it is so much fun. And every now and again, just throwing something different in, and it makes the children go, oh, and it's so interesting. And it's so high energy, and they have such a good time. So the bit I was most afraid of actually became my favourite part.
That's really good. I like that. That's really awesome. So after Sound of Music, where's next? Do you know?
No idea. My debut album launches in 3 weeks, which we recorded in New York at my live first show there at 54 Below. So hopefully some exciting things with that. It's very crazy and big for me. But yeah, so that's kind of my next focus.
So singing is where you want to go?
Not necessarily. I'm definitely an actress first. I love always telling a story before anything else. So I think just as much as you can do. So rather than having just one specific door, is just see what happens and be open to everything.
Now, as a young actress, I really want to get your take on this, because there is a lot of young, inspiring children that want to become an actor or an actress. What would be your one piece of advice that you could give them?
Trust yourself and your instincts, because the more you know, the less you know sometimes. And you've just got to, if you want to do it, then do it 100%. And if that's, right for you, then go for it. Because sometimes, the doubts and the insecurities, they all creep in. You think, oh, I can't do it. But I always think back to just Danielle, who auditioned for Dorothy, didn't have all of the training, didn't have all of the experience, and yet she still got the role, and because I just trusted myself and made choices. So trust yourself and make strong choices. There's no right or wrong, so just go for it and be your best self.
Okay, and finally, what is your favourite thing about being an actress, and then your least favourite thing?
My favourite thing is getting to do something that inspires me and that I'm passionate about as my career, because I realise how lucky I am to be able to do that. And my least favourite thing, I guess, is how unpredictable it can be. I take that because that's all part of it, but that's definitely the difficult thing, I think, for a lot of people.
You mean as in because you go from one show and then you might have a break for a couple of months and you're not sure what's coming next?
Yes, you have no idea, month to month where you're going to be, and that's so exciting. But in terms of real life things, that's a little bit daunting. But I think what makes you is what you do when you're out of work.
Amazing. Thank you so much. We're really looking forward to seeing it tonight.
Thank you. Can't wait.
I'm excited.
Oh my goodness.
4 weeks back.
Oh my gosh. And it's like the biggest night tonight, like that everybody's in.
Yeah.
Like the Rogers and Hammerstein people, obviously, who like...
Oh,
look
really?
after
They're
it
in?
From America for the first time. They're seeing us for the first time tonight.
Are we filming? We should have
Like
got
this. I know, imagine. Like, honestly, we're like...
I'm assuming that you've practiced since your 4 weeks off. You haven't had a rehearsal?
This is literally the first day I've seen anybody been on the set. The children have been in rehearsals, but I've been in the States. I got back 2 days ago. There's been no rehearsals. We got sound check.
Oh
You'll be fine. I think I'm just trying to ignore the fact we've had time off and
Yeah. You'll be fine.
It's fine. It'll be so exciting.
So we've popped backstage. We are actually on the stage. I think they're setting up some kind of something's going on. Look, all of these props. They've got everything. There's actually, I've always wondered that when they have a piece of paper on stage, whether they actually have writing on or not, and they do. Mystery solved. Guitar, I would get it out, but you'd be all amazed at what I do. It's so cool. We have to be really quiet. That is the Von Trapp family home right there. Okay, we're on a hunt for a man with a plan who helps out as the stage manager, maybe. They're not sure, but we're on a hunt for a man, basically. So we were on the hunt for a man. We found the man. Hi, man.
Hello, I'm Mark Wilkinson, company manager.
Company manager. This is amazing right now, and I'm very excited to be actually stood on the stage. Can you explain a little bit about what you do as company manager? That's quite an important role.
Well, yeah, I run the tour. I manage. It's a bit like being a tour manager, really. I sort out all the administrative things like paying the actors, and get in touch with venues in the future, organising the crew calls and the schedules and all that kind of thing.
Is it stressful?
I don't get stressed, no. There's no point in getting stressed ever.
Ever? Is that because you have a whole team of people that you can boss around?
Yep. Yeah, and it's all about having a good time.
And what's it like as a company manager? Because obviously we know what it's like for the actors and the actresses that go out and sing every night. That's what they love to do, and they get to do it, and that's their job. What's it like being a company manager on tour? Because you go with them.
I do indeed, yeah. You do a lot more hours. You do a lot more hours. The actors will probably do about 35 hours a week, even in a show like this one, which is, it's quite a long show. We don't get out of the building until 10:30 every night, although the audience leave before that. We have to hang around a little bit. But yeah, I might do 60 or 70 hours in a week. And that's just purely organising things during the daytime and then running the show at night.
I want to know, it's irrelevant to the Sound of Music, but it's interesting for people that are thinking, you know, they'd like to do something to do with theatre, but not necessarily be on stage.
Oh, yeah.
What got you into being a company manager? Where did it all begin?
Well, it began with my local amateur society many, many moons ago in
In 2010?
1970, the early 70s actually,
Wow.
believe it or not.
And I thought you were only 25.
There you go, you see. Yeah, thank you for that. No, I got into that and then I decided at school that I wanted to work in theatre, but I knew that I didn't want to be an actor. Wasn't good enough for that. And then I went to the Bristol Old Vic Theatre School on the Stage Management and Technical Theatre course. Got my first job in 1987 as an assistant stage manager. Was promoted through the ranks in various theatres, and here I am today.
Amazing. And what's it like being on tour with the Sound of Music cast?
It's good. They're a really, really friendly bunch. They're so good and and also very talented. It's a really good cast. Working with the kids is fantastic. Most of the touring shows that I do are with children. And we're all having a real good laugh, actually. It's excellent.
That's the best thing. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for chatting to us. Lovely. We are here with Jan Harvey. Hi, Jan.
Hi.
We've just been having a nice discussion off the camera about how medical ginger is and all of your tips and tricks about how to keep a nice sore throat at bay.
Yes.
Can you tell us anything?
I can tell you that, well, I've just been talking to you about ginger, which is a miracle food. Ginger is a natural antibiotic, and so I've always got a great huge chunk of ginger everywhere I go. And to not have any dairy.
Dairy. I've heard that one before.
Dairy is not good for singers.
So you're used to the touring life. Is there things in particular, apart from this lovely chair that I'm sat on, that you bring with you to every single theatre that you go to?
Yes, I bring my little travel kettle. That's, again, going back, goes back to the throat. Bring my kettle. I suppose little luxuries from home, cards from the kids, who aren't really kids anymore, but to me they are. And my iPad. What would I do without my iPad? Because I sit here and watch BBC iPlayer and various things when I'm not on stage.
And relax, hopefully. Well, you're kind of used to the touring scene. For those that aren't aware, tell us a little bit about what you've done.
Oh, golly. I haven't actually toured for quite a long time. I didn't really want to go on tour because I am a homebody. I do like being at home and I do miss the family. So if I can be at home and do a production there, I would rather do that. With this, however, because it's such a fantastic part, I decided I'd bite the bullet and go out on tour again. And there aren't many roles that I would actually say that about. Because I think when a woman gets older, there are few roles that you really actually want to get your teeth into, and it has to be something rewarding and thrilling and important, and this is just the best role. But yes, going back to the touring, I've toured with, I was Maria in West Side Story. I toured for quite a few months with that. I actually played Maria in the first national tour of The Sound of Music. Quite a long time ago. I'll tell you, actually back in 1986.
So you're used to it now?
I'm used to it now, but it was a really strange feeling coming back to and playing the Mother Abbess, having played Maria, and just, swapping the roles. So fantastic though, yeah.
So you are playing Mother Abbess, and that's for people, most people have seen The Sound of Music at some point, even if they've just caught 10, 15 minutes. It's a big role. It's very well known. How do you prepare yourself, especially that you've just said that you haven't been on tour for quite a while, for stepping into those shoes?
I think it all boils down to the truthfulness of what you're trying to do, and to really sink yourself into the character. And once you've done that, that's all that matters. That's all you think about. That and trying to make a really nice sound. It's got the most fantastic songs, Climb Every Mountain, which is iconic. And I get to close Act 1 and Act 2, so it's a big responsibility. But also the scenes are extremely well written, and I think when you have really good material, it just happens. And so, you go out there, you do the best you can, you might try and make it as truthful as possible. And then that's rewarding, and that's what it's all about, really.
And even though you've been in the industry for so long, do you still feel a sense of pressure to fulfill that character as people recognise her for?
Not necessarily as people would recognise her. You try, obviously, to bring elements of yourself to the character. You want to make the character interesting. There's always pressure because everybody in the audience wants to be there, they want to enjoy themselves, and it's your responsibility and duty to make sure that you do your very best for that audience. And sometimes we might complain and say, they're a bit quiet tonight, or they might be a bit rowdy another night. But everybody is individual, everybody has their own stories. They can be there, they might be grieving, they might be celebrating something, but they're all there to be uplifted and have a good time. And so yes, I'm always very aware of that.
And do you have a favourite part of the show?
Yes, obviously it has to be. Yes, it is. It's the end of Act 1, and it's the fantastic scene with Maria leading into Climb Every Mountain, which is, as I say, so beautifully written. And Danielle, who plays Maria, obviously, is a joy to work with. And so we find that I think we work very well together.
And has it been nice working with Danielle? I mean, you're here at Milton Keynes for 2 weeks. You must form quite a close bond with all of the cast.
Yes, it's a lovely cast. And as I say, Danielle is a joy. She's a hard worker. She's professional. She brings everything she should be to the role, which is very important because it's a very large role.
Both very large roles. Well, thank you so much for chatting to us. Good luck and everything, and we will see you tonight. So the sun's come out for Maria, and Milton Keynes is alive for the sound of music, and that's why I'm a presenter and not a singer. Really, really looking forward to seeing the cast tonight at the theatre, and you can hear all of the interviews on MKFM Drive this week from 4 o'clock.